Hello, my name is Navigator. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Mythic Legion's Sir Enoch, and I'm trying to find the name. Does he even have a name? I'm just going to say the Templar horse. Deacon, that's his name, Deacon. We'll take a look at the box here in a second, but I did get a bunch of Mythic Legion stuff from Main Street Comics and Toys in Lee, Massachusetts. I talked to the owner there, and as far as I know, they are the only Mythic Legions retailer in the state of Massachusetts. So, if you are interested in Mythic Legions, getting them in person, head to Main Street Comics and Toys in Lee, Massachusetts. All right, really quickly, I'm going to go over the boxes here. Here's the box for Sir Enoch. Not a whole lot going on the front. And on the back there's some nice character art with some of the other figures that are in the line. I need Sir Lewis next. Or what is it? Lewis, right? Or Elijah. Sir Elijah, that's what it is. All right, next up here, we do have the box for Deacon, the Templar horse, but we do have that. A little right up on the side here. The greatest horses of Etheros are those of the Templar emissaries. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if you guys wanted to pause the video now and take a look at it. But this thing is incredible. Some more box art on the back with some more of the horses that they have. And I figured, if I'm getting the Templar, I might as well get the horse too. And I don't plan on building an entire army of Mythic Legions figures. This is probably the only one that I'll ever get. So I wanted to kind of go all out. But with that being said, there's a lot of accessories to get to. Two things I want to go over quickly. Number one, here was the little write-up about Sir Enoch that came in the box. If you want to pause the video now and take a look at it, you can, but I'm going to keep this. I really like how that looks. And then second off, from eBay, we did get a DC Universe Classics Hour Man. This is going to go along with my JSA shelf. I'm not really going to do a whole video going over him, but I just wanted to show it off. He came in the mail today from eBay, so we do have that as well. All right, let's start off with Sir Enoch. We'll get a lot of his stuff out of the way. So, very quick overview of the figure here. You can see he's got some really cool armor underneath this wired cloth that is, at least on the below the crotch area, it is wired, so you can manipulate that as you want. But this really cool, like, Templar garb. You can see he's kind of got a belt and like a little, I don't know, utility belt under that you can call it. But you can actually store some of the weapons we're going to take a look at here in these rings here. Armor is incredible on the side. I don't even know what to say, but it's just such great detailed work. And something I will say is he does have a wide range of motion with the articulation, but it is only single jointed. Again, though, check this out. You can really get that leg back there with just that single joint there. It's really incredible, the quality of these figures. Moving to the head sculpt here, you can see there's Sir Enoch with his chainmail hood up and his little gray beard. I love old men, like action figures, like grizzled old vets. And this was definitely the best one for me, I would say. So we do have that. He's just about 6 inches. If we're going to compare him to, let's say, Hangman Adam Page, I think Page is he's maybe like 5 inches, I would say. He does look a little bit shorter than the typical figure. So we do have that quick overview of him. And then some of the accessories that came with him. We do have this really cool Templar shield, which was very nice. And that came with 2 different kinds of ports. You can have it wrapped around the wrist or just have him holding it with that one. We do have that. We also have just some extra bells and whistles, belts, whatever you want to call it, to kind of store stuff. But you can throw those on there. The detail on this is just insane. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, some weapons here. We have what looks to be a short sword, one-handed sword, I think. We have that. A dagger and sheath, and that does come out, I think. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. No, it's a little blurry, but you guys get the picture. We also have another long sword, or another short sword, I would say. I think this is a short sword, right? This one is, I think this is the training sword, though, because it is dull at the top, though. That's part of the training sword or something like that. And we also have this, I think it's just a mace. I'm just going to call it a mace here, a club, something like that. But this is really cool. The detail on this is just wild. I love how that looks. I won't be using it, but still, it's a cool weapon to have nonetheless. All right, and then the rest of the stuff we got here is just going to be armor accessories. So we have these 2 pauldrons right here. And you can see there's these little pegs in the back, and those actually snap into the back of Sir Enoch here. So you can push these through. See if I can bring up the clothing a little bit more, but you can push those through the holes in the back, and then you can have those pauldrons kind of resting on either side. And just a very quick example. There you go. You can see. But you can really armor them up. And speaking of that, we have some other pieces here. I'm not exactly sure where these pieces go, but I think these are part of the armor or something like that. I have no idea. We have that one, a duplicate of that. And then this piece here, I tried looking at some other reviews. I have no idea what this piece is for. Not a clue. So if somebody knows, please tell me in the comments below, so don't just throw it out. Next up here, that we do have the helmet. This came with an extra ball socket joint, whatever you want to call it, because the helmet does require the neck to be a little bit higher. But we do have that. And something I will notice, or something I will mention, is the peg for the head actually was the wrong one that came in the packaging, and I noticed that with some of the other reviews that I watched. So if you do end up getting this figure, swap out the head peg immediately for the spare one that it comes with. But we do have this helmet. It came with two options for kind of the heraldry on there. So on one side you can just have the winged, which is my preferred, and you can actually move these kind of however you want. And then over here we have this I don't even know what you would call it, but you guys can see it. You guys get the picture there. But I just wanted to give you kind of a half and half to see what they look like. But you can swap these out. You can just pull them right out, right there, and just kind of swap them back in. So we do have that. And then that is going to be it for Sir Enoch. But the other things that we do have here, and I think, actually, I'm trying to think. Oh, we do have this, yeah. This is just going to be his like riding coat, as I've been seeing people say. But it's got this really cool chain here on the front, and this is wired as well, so you can bend that and it'll stay wherever you want it to. So a very, very cool figure. All right, well, let's move on to the horse here. I'm going to just go very quickly through this because I'm not going to like deconstruct everything on here, but really cool Templar kind of like quilt and garb over the majority of it. And the heraldry is just insane. Very detailed saddle with a saddle rack. And you've got the spurs here on this, or not spurs, but I forget what you call these things. It's not spurs, but you guys know what I mean. The reins as well. The reins, you can manipulate them and kind of bend them. I noticed with this mask here, you can actually take this off and you can throw on just like a typical horse harness. What is it, a bit? The chomping bit, right? You can throw just like a normal one on there. If you don't want to have the armor, you can also take this piece off and you can insert just the normal hair piece on there if you wanted to. And he also comes with a little tuft for the front as well, so you can throw that on there. Hopefully you guys get the picture on that. But yeah, a whole lot of accessories going on with this horse, and the articulation is incredible. If we look this up here, you can see whole wide range of motion with these legs. It is nuts how much detail there is on this horse. And I will say, guys, the horse itself was $80. And if I'm looking at the price tag correctly, let me double check. Yep, it was $80. So I will say that for $80, the detail on this is incredible, 100% worth it. And we'll talk about why as well. So some of the accessories that come with the horse include this just interesting like red cloth thing. I'm not really sure what that's for. But we also got this kind of smaller shield for Sir Enoch or for Sir Elijah, depending on who you have. But that was a really cool accessory. I like the smaller shield. I should also show this off. I apologize. I'm not going to go over every single one, but we do have a whole bunch of different hands for Sir Enoch. We have a fist, kind of the open hand if he was like fighting somebody and he's swinging his sword. What else do we have? Kind of gripping hands for the weapons, so on and so forth. We have a bunch of those, and those are all with the chainmail armor. And then I'm trying to think of what else came with the horse. I think the last thing, honestly, is just this really, really cool flag. I just love how that looks. It came in two pieces. Trying to think, yeah, you can break that part off and then just assemble it like that. But this was really cool. So, folks, I don't know. I don't really know if I missed anything or not, but I am going to assemble this and see what it looks like. So hopefully the thumbnail will give you a more comprehensive look at this action figure. But I wanted to lay it all out here, go over all the accessories, some of the comments I had in case somebody else was picking this up and had some of the same questions that I did. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. But once again, a review of the Mythic Legions Sir Enoch and Deacon horse, plus a little DC Universe Classics Hour Man. So folks, I will leave it there. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.